everyone, welcome. I'm very happy to have this event with my friends from the community. So, while it's Easter and Easter is about the surprises, you will have some and more in this event. Just click eggs and enjoy learning. From my perspective, now we will start. Enjoy.
Hallo zusammen, ich freue mich sehr, heute an diesem Oster-Event teilzunehmen. Ich hoffe, dass es Ihnen genauso viel Freude macht wie mir. Ostern steht für Frühling, Neubeginn und Überraschungen. Und genau in diesem Sinne möchte ich Ihnen zeigen, was es in diesem Frühling Neues gibt, worüber am meisten gesprochen wird und was mich persönlich am meisten überrascht hat. Meine Präsentation wird auf Englisch sein, da ich mich noch in meiner Lernphase der deutschen Sprache befinde. Ich hoffe jedoch, dass wir in den kommenden Jahren unsere gemeinsamen Interessen auch auf Deutsch teilen können. Wenn Sie bereit sind, bin ich es auf. Legen wir los.
Los geht's. Let's go. I hope you really like my little white bunny that can talk German instead of me. But today what I would like to show you is that how Copilot in life for the spring affects us. You may already have heard probably, or you will hear it a lot in this year, is that we will have the MCP server that almost everywhere affect. So today I would like to show you a little bit Copilot in Dynamics 365 FNO, little effects of this MCP server and the Copilot sidecar, Copilot Studio, from the Visual Studio and the Teams. As you can see, we say that Easter is everywhere. We can say that MCP server and Copilot is everywhere. There are different kinds of Copilots. You can see that there is just one Copilot, but it's not. You can have Copilot Studio. You can have Copilot in Dynamics 365 FNO, which I will talk about the FNO more because you know that my mainstream is the AI ERP, that you can use Copilot Sidecar and also use Offices for these purposes. But let's start with Visual Studio with MCP Server. By using the MCP Server, that will link you with the AI ERP, you can create data, you can create a report, you can even create a presentation for the CEO. And Easter is about the creation. By the Visual Studio, what you can do is, for example, to create the data, you can say that I would like to create this customer. You can give the customer name and the correct information for Visual Studio to create it for you by looking at the website or looking at the data that you already have for do the setups. You can create reports, dashboard-like, very visual reports, as we said that Visual Studio is really visual. And also you can create presentations. You can say that I would like to create a presentation for my CEO according to my, to show how my company is, how my customer agents are. So these are all can be created with Visual Studio, with the MCP server, taking the data directly from the Dynamics 365 FNO. Let's have an example here. Here that I have given directly the correct command, not by coding, but writing down what I want. I asked it to create me a customer looking into its web, okay, and then take the legal name, phone, address information directly, check into the system about the customer groups, and then how I have set up the risk definitions. And according to the risk definitions, I asked it to create me the risk groups, give it a standard limit according to my definitions. Here is what is important is your command that you are writing. We always talk about the vibe coding. So this is kind of a vibe coding, but not for the developers, but also for the users. As you can see after it created, it says that I have created, I put the account number, I take the website, legal information from the website, and the credit limits and risk definitions are done accordingly to what I have tell system to do. So if you are not very fan of these black screens and seems a bit developer-like to you, you can use Copilot Studio as well. So Copilot Studio looks a little bit wider, more wide. So you can deep dive, you can discover the Copilot Studio functionalities. And while Easter is a part of our lives, and life is to be discovered, you can use Copilot Studio functionalities, deep dive, and see how it helps. Here, as you can see, I will use the scenarios from the Microsoft adoption using the Copilot Studio with the integration of the MCP server for the Copilot for Finance and Operations agent. You can create your own agents here and then use them. I asked Copilot Studio with the help of the Copilot for Finance and Operations agent to give me the list and analyze how my risks are. And then prioritize my accounts by risk, rank them, and give me an accounts-based analysis. So checks into the system of Dynamics 365 ERP and then gives me the details. Here what's also very important, how you do the prompt. And then it will take some time for you. Of course, we have shortened the videos because of it to be calculated, not like 3 or 5 minutes. And then you will be able to see the ranks, the priority tiers for us, and portfolio summary, and top 5 immediate actions with the key indicators. I use the third one. I want system to create targeted collection strategies, suggest negotiation tactics according to the payments based, and it talks a lot, honestly speaking. Then it just offers me, what should I do? How can I create my company's strategies, tactics, according to which group of risks that I have. In here, as you can see, not just giving me the tactics, but even gives me how I should communicate, how my communication approach should be, or how should I create even an email accordingly. And then I will go for the fourth one. I select the fourth, send proactive alerts for at-risk accounts. So it will give me the warning signals like delayed or inconsistent payments in the company that I have. System will also give me my KPIs. As you can see, I will be able to see the KPIs with different colors. Here you will be able to shape your processes accordingly within your company by looking at how you should react. Rather than the Visual Studio, as I said, a little bit more visual information that can give you. Copilot Studio can give you the details of how you can approach your customers, your vendors, and etc. You can directly copy and paste this information from here to wherever you would like to use it. It also gives me the customer-specific approaches, performance tracking dashboards, and escalation trees. Warns me what I should take care of on high priority alerts, which alerts type that I should use, and etc. I can use them and create my own flows accordingly in my processes. Then let's go for the next step. Let's have the next prompt. Send follow-up communication. I asked it to create me personalized follow-up emails with payment details and customer context for timely communication. And as you can see, it also gives me that information as well. Here I will be able to see how I should create the emails according to the risk types, communication profiles. If, for example, it's a credit limit breach, how should I approach? If it is not a credit limit breach, but late payment, how should I approach? These kind of informations can be given directly. And of course, while it talks a lot, and you may ask for, which is not in the Microsoft adoption documentation, but you can say that, okay, please summarize it for me. Okay, in this case, system will work according to your commands. Here, don't forget, you can ask anything. Okay, each time the answer may change, so be careful what you are looking for. This is not standardized, and this is not what we ought to have as well, not something standardized, because it's AI and it's learning. Yes, in the conclusion, now we see what we have. Now let's go with all these wonderful two things that we see directly in Dynamics 365 FNO. These are more like out of the system, but also connected to take the data, insert, update kind of information. But what if we want users to use directly Dynamics 365 FNO? There is already been set up Copilot functionalities embedded in Dynamics 365 FNO. And Copilot is, as you understand from the name, is the pilot that helps us. So it's like a friend. And our friends makes things easier for us. And Easter is better with friends. So let's see. For example, I go to Collections Coordinator as an example. I select a customer. After I select a customer, I go to view customer details. I would like to see what's going on with this customer. And then Copilot gives me a summary. In that summary by Copilot, I will be able to see, not in detail, but as a summary, what we have. And then I can go to the customer directly, and also on the customer by summary by Copilot, I will be able to see the status summary and the insights, and shows me how many invoices that I have, how many are due, how many are not made, done. We can directly create reminder emails by summary by Copilot. System will generate the email for us. As you can see, it writes us the outstanding invoices and overdue balance notification, saying that, okay, your overdue balance is this US dollars, and we kindly encourage you to review your records and arrange your payments as soon as possible. You can always have ability to change this information here directly. And we have the Copilot sidecar functionality also in Dynamics 365 FNO. And while Easter is about sharing, learning, helping, we can use Copilot sidecar for these functionalities. But there's a difference. Normally, Copilot sidecar is mostly used for learning and like user documentation. You can ask how to create a customer, how to create an account, how to create a vendor, or how to post an invoice. Then system will go to learn, and then by Microsoft Learn gives us the details about how we do the processes. Except one thing, with the MCP server now, we have much more. So let's see what we can have. Here, as you can see, you can open the Copilot and now ask Copilot to return data to you. My first question was, give me the list of customers that misses phone number. So system will give me the ones that are missing. So I can directly check and fill out the phone numbers or share it with my friends that should track. I ask, give me the list of customers that the risk score is more than 5. Okay, according to my risk score setup in the system and the calculations, system will check the data and gives me the investigation results, key findings, and if faced any limitations, of course, gives me the limitations and the recommendations. Or I can ask directly the first 5 risky customers. So I can call and get information from that. In each time, it may give some different information, as you can see here. So here, for example, in the last page, I see the risk score configurations, scoring group configuration according to the average balances, average days, country, year at business, here it's customer kind of setups that I have already made, and gives me the summary. This is a good functionality to use to take the data directly from the system. But as I said, every time the output may be different, but still helps you a lot. So here, when we look into the system, there are different functionalities that you can use. You can use one of them, you can use more of them. It depends on your needs. Sometimes you don't want them to use the Visual Studio, too technical. Copilot Studio still. And even you don't want users to use Dynamics 365 FNO, but to use Teams, Outlook, and much more of the Office. Then you say that there are more eggs to discover. Here, I created an example for you. As you can see from the Teams chat, for the Copilot for Finance and Operations, I want system to give me the first 5 risky customers, their risk scores, balances, credit limit information that are in Dynamics 365 FNO with their phone numbers for USMF. So as a customer responsible, I will be able to check directly here and then directly call my customers. So it writes down the customer, the name, risk score, balances, limit, remaining, and their statuses. So it thinks, and the phone numbers. Critical over limit, high risk, moderate, and which actions should I take? It gives me more and more that I want from the system. But as I said before, in Copilot Studio, it really likes to talk. And I have another one. I say that create follow-up task types of email for the 5 risky customers so that I can follow up. And it created the tasks for me and assigned the responsibles as I am. And I say that I'm Julia and which customer activities are waiting for me. It gives me the list of activities that I have to do. Follow up, collect overdue, and all this information if it's a task or an appointment, and how much they are overdue. And then gives me a summary, which are urgent, and ask me that if I would like to need some help. I say that, okay, I'm too busy, or I will leave. I will be off for vacation, why not? Assign these tasks to Arnie, please, and then complete the tasks successfully. It's not for just chatting. It is not just for giving me this information, but also taking data, creating data, and of course, updating the data. So it's also a good functionality to use, for example, for the collection agents, I would prefer, or vendor collaboration agents, why not, to use these functionalities directly from their teams. Easter is everywhere. You can find these valuable surprise eggs everywhere. It only depends on how you would like to see it, how you would like to use it. But go investigate and see which fits according to your requirements.
Zusammengefasst ermöglichen die Microsoft Tools das Erstellen, Aktualisieren, Löschen und Abfragen von ERP-Daten sowie das Ausführen entsprechender Prozesse. Da jedes Tool funktionale Grenzen hat, ist eine gründliche Analyse und die präzise Formulierung des Prompts entscheidend, um die gewünschten Ergebnisse zu erzielen.
So, let's bake some Easter eggs. You can create, support, learn, share, discover, and help, like we are baking an Easter treat. For Easter recipes and treats, you need MCP server, agents, Copilot Studio, Copilot in everywhere, Office 365 Copilots, and as good as it gets, enthusiasm.
Ich hoffe, dass Ihnen gefällt, was Sie heute gesehen und gehört haben. In diesem Jahr wird jeder über diese Themen sprechen, es sei denn, Microsoft überrascht uns noch mit etwas völlig Neuem. Ich kann Ihnen nur empfehlen, es selbst auszuprobieren und die Magie mit eigenen Augen zu erleben. Damit komme ich zum Ende meiner Präsentation und gebe Ihnen ein wenig Zeit, sich vorzustellen, was alles möglich ist. Wie bereits erwähnt, Ostern steht für Neubeginn und Überraschungen. In diesem Sinne wünsche ich Ihnen alles ein schönes Osterfest.
I hope you enjoy what you hear and what you see. These are the most of the things that we will discuss this year, and we will be hearing lots about these topics in the events, in the presentations. But you may never know that Microsoft can give us more Easter eggs during the years for surprises. I wish all of you a good Easter with friends and Microsoft Dynamics 365. I wish you a wonderful year. See you till the next time.